Really nice festival.
Wow, what's up, world? How are you? Nice to hear you, nice to see you, nice to connect with you. I'm hanging out with Daniel Fraga. Daniel Fraga is an ontological engineer. Welcome
Hello,
to Amsterdam. So people start to sign up, they start to connect. Mark, say hello. We were just listening to Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. So far there's 17, now there's 40. That's how it is. They start to immediately sign up. It's the coolest thing ever. Hi everybody, I'm in Amsterdam and I love you. And I'm having a great day because I met up with this guy who just wrote this amazing essay on ontological design. The idea of ontological design is that we as humans have the capacity, have the agency, have the intellectual ability to intervene in the very foundations of our subjectivity. In other words, we can author our own realities. We can treat our lives like aesthetic art projects, and we can be the actor and the director simultaneously. So we can be starring in a movie that we're editing in the editing room, and we're in the editing room editing the movie while starring in the film of our own lives. And by aestheticizing our lives, by italicizing our lives with interesting meta patterns like the hero's journey, but also just by placing ourselves in interesting situations, by borrowing from the situationists, which tell us that reality is shaped by context and by situation, by where you are, by who you're with. You can be reminded that reality is virtual, that we all exist in reality tunnels, that it's not so much about virtual realities, but about the realities of the virtual. Dreams do not lack reality. They are real patterns of information. So again, you can create a narrative, and then you can live inside of that narrative. You can set the stage. You can be the choreographer of your first-person experience. Now, a very basic way in which somebody might do this is they might play music on their commute to work, and that song is the soundtrack of their lives, right? And they feel like they are the star in the journey. That's a very simple way of doing it. A more sublime way of doing it is actually, traveling to different societies and studying how people live and paying attention to the feedback loops of how, environment affects how you feel and who you become in certain environments, and how certain environments change how you act and change how you feel, and then decide if certain cultures are more conducive to your own flourishing, to the flourishing of the story you want to tell, of your particular aesthetic preference. Now, for me, Amsterdam satiates that itch. Amsterdam is the space in which I, don't have to deal with any friction in my mobility. I feel very free because I can move rapidly between different situations. I can change my ontological reality, right? I can get on a bicycle. Everybody rides their bicycle, and I can go from point A to point B. I can create juxtaposition in my world. I can go from magical canals, and all of a sudden I can be in mystical little lounge areas like this place. And then I can get on the bike, and then I can end up in some art installation, and there's never any friction. I can move at the speed of thought, right? It's this idea that as I imagine, so it becomes, and this is the very essence of magic. So the world becomes enchanted by this freedom fostered by mobility, fostered by good city design and intermodality, from the bike to the ferry to the mystical forest to the hip trendy bar. So you feel free, you feel safe. It's a cosmopolitan, sophisticated society with social cushions, so everybody around you feels at ease. The Dutch people, because they have healthcare, because they have education, because they're so educated, what it is people are not so caught up in the rat race to survive. It's not do or die like America, right? So there's this sense of safety that gives people an ability to relax once in a while. So instead of experiencing the collective PTSD of the United States these days, people are just blissed out. So they lend great backdrop to your ontological tunnels. When I come here, I come alive in ways that I don't anywhere else. And Daniel, you're an ontological designer. You've lived in Amsterdam for a year. How did you first get interested in inquiring whether our mental space was an interesting canvas for architecture, the architect's inner spaces of mind?
Because I think that architecture can really design the schemata of interpretation that you use on your daily life, these maps of reference with which you navigate daily life. Now, if you have the same routine for a lot of time, then the world is that. But if you put yourselves in the path of, don't know, different design, better ideas, novelty, you can achieve a sort of change in you. And what I bring to the table is that I think it's important that we design this because we don't have to be bound by chaos.
Right.
We can design our own situations reliably and constantly so that we can become more independent, more self-determined.
We can design our own flourishing.
Absolutely.
We can have agency in freeing the brave, reckless gods within us all, as D.H. Lawrence talked about. So the fact that we have agency in the design of our own flourishing is the most empowering thing in the world. We can engender our own godhood. We can be like Dr. Seuss when he told the kids, oh, the places you'll go. You know, people go to Burning Man and they make pilgrimages to spaces of infinite possibility so that they can live within subjective unfoldings of space and time in which anything seems possible and anything is possible. And then we go, aha, I remember what I forgot. How can we then instrument and stabilize these states of mind in everyday life? We need to design better societies. We need better ontologies. We need better feedback loops. We need better city design. We need better architecture. We need better friends. We need better conversations. We need better linguistic frameworks within to unfold. We can design ontologies. We can design ourselves. We are the ultimate evolutionary project, and we have a chance to really turn our fucking lives into living, waking, dynamic works of art. Use artificial intelligence. Use AI to offload menial tasks, right? Use AI to liberate us from the constraints of day-to-day trivialities so that we can all live inside of universes of our own construction. We all deserve to be children to play that can play. We all deserve to live in an endless state of imagination, of recess that never ends. We don't get to play. There's not enough cognitive play in our lives. We should all have the right and the permission to go back to these flights of fancy, right? Oh my God, to return to that childlike state of wonder, that sense of first sight unencumbered by knowingness, that bliss, that freedom from fear. Oh my God.
And we're driving.
And we're driving. We are the pilots. We have stewardship of internal life. And anyone that is ruining can get out of one's movie, right? Edit out. Drive around the dummies. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. We can collectively build a better world by leveraging feedback loops and design and positive psychology and flow states and psychotropics and, you know, there's all kinds of interventions. Psychology, technology, neurobiology, pharmacology are all ways in which we can intervene in our sense of lived experience. Design the without, design the within. My friends, never forget this. This is important. I'm talking to my future self as well. This is why places like Amsterdam are so awesome, why the Scandinavian countries in general, Copenhagen with its bicycle infrastructure, designing modalities that are conducive to human flourishing. If governments start implementing this stuff, we can go beyond the rhetoric and into the active designing of better selves. What do you think, dude?
I think that's absolutely the case. I mean, you are where what you design becomes you, and if you put yourself in the way of good design, you can have authorship over yourself, and that's just empowering.
Exactly.
Liberating. It's more freedom, but it's also more more self-determination.
Yeah,
sort of
right.
Control, right.
Well, exactly, because Kierkegaard said that anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. I don't always agree. I think anxiety comes from making decisions and making choices. But if we design backdrops and landscapes and spaces of unfolding that are all novel and all awesome and all soothing and all address our biological and psychic needs, then we won't have to make decisions anymore. And I actually think we'll be free from anxiety because we'll just get to be. We'll just get to be. What do you think, Mark? Do you want to chime in at all? No, just wave. Mark agrees. He's the creator of Dopamine Productions, the marvelous filmmaking entity here in the Netherlands. And the guy is a brilliant mind. He's a stunning thinker. He's the kind of guy that if you have any production needs in Amsterdam, you got to contact Dopamine Productions. This is a brilliant man over here. Oh my God, it's been a wonderful conversation with you guys. I love you. I'm going to go now, but I wish you guys a beautiful, beautiful day. I know there's a way to hit finish on this. How long have we been speaking? Anyway, hit share on this video, guys, so that more people can enjoy this conversation about ontological designing and why I love the Netherlands. It's really easy to pretend you're in the Truman Show here. Like, everything has been set up with a gezellig, endearing, mystical, whimsical quality, and is all just kind of unfolding as you notice it. It's really a magical wonderland. Good job, Netherlands. Good job. Cheers.